with this Fox News alert as the search continues this morning for Caden Powell, a newborn baby, 5 days old, reported missing from his home yesterday morning. Police say there were no signs of forced entry, and they are currently on a frenzied search for this child.
Obviously, in this case, a 5-day-old baby can't take care of itself, and so we've got frigid temperatures out, and it's just a frantic search to try to locate this baby.
With insights on this, former NYPD homicide detective Bo Dietl. Bo, welcome. Good to have you here. There were some relatives in the house, the two parents at the time. As you heard, no signs of forced entry. What are the first questions that come into your mind on this?
Well, the first thing is there were supposedly 4 people that were in the house. You interview them individually. You see if you get some inconsistencies in statements of the people. Then you do backgrounds as far as who they called, who they were in contact. You do a background on each person. I think a background came up where someone was arrested on a warrant already. You find out.
They say that person is not a suspect.
Not a suspect, but what I'm saying is you run the backgrounds on everybody. You see if there's some sort of a history of any kind of criminality or anything like that. Then you've got to find out also if there's any kind of cameras in the complex or whatever. You take it like it starts from the beginning, you separate people, and it's like a puzzle. You put each part, you start to eliminate. I would ask them, would you voluntarily take a polygraph? You do that for elimination. You can't use a polygraph for anything, but you certainly, if someone says, no, I want my lawyer, all of a sudden they lawyer up, that person becomes a possible suspect. We know the child didn't walk out of the crib, 5 days old, so there's no factor that somebody had to remove him. Now you have no forced entry there. Want to see how it was locked up. If there was snow on the ground, it reminds me of when I went to Boulder, Colorado with that little girl. There was no footprints on the snow. JonBenet, and everybody knew. We know what happened with the note and all that. This is like a puzzle. The homicide detectives there, who I'm sure will be involved with this, will put these pieces together. And again, you're going to get conflicting statements from each person, and then you start to wear on them. They're going to wear on them, and we're going to find out. I don't think somebody just happened to be passing by at 4 o'clock in the morning to remove that kid. Then you got to look at the history of people around here, anybody who has mental health problems and all that. So all these pieces of the puzzle you got to put together, eliminate, and then focus in on the possibilities.
Even back to the hospital, right? This child's only 5 days old, and I think about the times when we've seen babies stolen in hospitals by women who maybe weren't able to have a child, things along those lines.
You're hitting the nail on the head. Maybe you had someone in that hospital at that time who had a miscarriage, and then all of a sudden mentally she knows that baby was born healthy, followed to the house and wants that baby. There's so many motives that could come to be here. This certainly is not, I don't think, a sex offender. Child is too young for that kind of stuff. But the thing is, it's certainly something that will have a motive behind it. Possibly the baby was died in his sleep and the mother didn't know what to do and maybe panicked. These are all different variables that you have to investigate, and it's everyone's nightmare. And that's why when you have a little baby, you keep walking by the room.
You walk in all the time, and several times a night.
SIDS, you're always worried about the baby sleeping, and you'll keep looking. You're watching them breathe and all that. And I'm sure that I'm just hoping that this thing has a happy result.
Obviously, we feel for this family. It's a terrifying situation for them, and as you point out, everybody's going to be questioned a lot.
And then you got to see the relationship of the mother. Did the mother have another boyfriend? I'm not saying that she did, but all these aspects are in the investigation.
Definitely. Good stuff. Bo, thank you very much.
Thank
you.
Good
to see you.